What is up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Franca and I'm glad you're here. Today we are once again going over the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni situation. I have fallen so unbelievably behind. So let's try and finish this lawsuit today. Miss Nathan further texted Miss Abel that the worst is over and that Mr. Baldoni would likely not be cancelled, corroborating that the nature of the ongoing campaign was designed to harm Miss Lively and conceal Mr. Baldoni's conduct on set. Melissa to Jennifer: I really think the worst is over. I do think the next few months definitely will be a tiny bit bumpy, but not cancelled. The only thing that I don't understand, it didn't say anything about harm to Miss Lively or that Miss Lively looks so bad she's never going to come back from this, like nothing like that. So although I do think it shows that they're saying he's not going to be canceled, it doesn't say anything about Miss Lively. The following day, Miss Abel stated that the narrative online is so freaking good and fans are still sticking up for Justin, and there literally has been no pickup for those 2 articles, which is actually shocking to me. But I see this as a total success, as does Justin. You did such amazing work. Miss Nathan responded, so did you. Jennifer to Melissa: ha, yes, I've had some people text me too, and I just didn't respond. Melissa texted later the same day, the majority of socials are so pro Justin and I don't even agree with half of them, lol. That's crazy. That's crazy. The people working for you saying I don't agree with the statements that are pro you. Crazy. I feel like that's a text that could help Blake Lively in her lawsuit. She continued, I mean, that was just a lot of work just talking everyone off the freaking ledge for those 2 pieces. Miss Nathan followed up again, texting, he doesn't realize how lucky he is right now. We need to press on him just how effing lucky. The whispering in the ear, the sex connotations like Jesus freaking Christ. Other members feeling uncomfortable watching it. I mean, there's just so much. That I feel like is damning. If people working for you are also like, he was doing things that were uncomfortable, is crazy. And Jennifer to Justin: very, very little pickup. Fans remain supportive of you and believe the issue is a feud because she took control over the movie. The following day, Miss Abel confirmed to Mr. Baldoni that there had been nothing, very little pickup, that fans believe the issue of the feud is because she took control of the movie. Early on August 9th, 2024, Miss Nathan had shared with Miss Abel that she had been informed we were crushing it on Reddit. Miss Nathan's reference to Jed is a reference to Mr. Jed Wallace, an independent contractor based in Austin, Texas, who was retained by TAG to perform social media services on behalf of Wayfair and Mr. Baldoni in connection with TAG's engagement. The quotation appears to be a reference to efforts by Mr. Wallace to seed and influence online forums on Reddit attacking Miss Lively and defending Mr. Baldoni. The same day, an employee of TAG texted a link to a salacious story about Miss Lively's family and noted, the tides are swirling around Ryan now, FYI. Along the same lines, the team had previously shared an upsetting TikTok video, which called for Blake to divorce Ryan, writing, you guys will love this. TAG then described this post as very helpful. From no one, didn't say anyone, to Jennifer: you guys will love this. TikTok link. Basically saying that Blake needs to divorce Ryan because he's made her into a meme. He's ruining her biggest movie of the year, forcing her to ostracize Justin, rewriting the script. On August 10th, 2024, Miss Nathan stated to Miss Abel that socials are really, really ramping up. She continued, it shows you have people really want to hate on women. That's a crazy line to say. Like, I don't think that helps Justin, because the 2 women that are working for him are saying everyone really just wants to hate on women is crazy. That's a helpful tech for Blake's side. The same day, a member of the TAG team advised of a shift on social due largely to Jed and his team's effort to shift the narrative towards shedding a spotlight on Blake and Ryan. What I find weird is so far all of these texts have had from and to, like, written out, and it says the person who's writing them. But these ones say from no one to Jennifer. So, from someone to Jennifer: hi team, so far extremely limited pickup on Daily Mail or Page 6. We'll continue to keep an eye out and send pieces as needed, but so far it's been steady coverage on pure speculation. We've also started to see a shift on social, due largely to Jed and his team's effort to shift the narrative towards shining a spotlight on Blake and Ryan. Again, we'll continue to send links and screenshots, but wanted to send an update in the meantime. Further, Miss Nathan and her team at TAG helped generate and otherwise influence the content put forth by various TikTok account holders. During the same period of time, Miss Nathan and Miss Abel and their team were heavily monitoring and had friendlies, I don't know, updating them. and sought to address unflattering commentary regarding Mr. Baldoni while augmenting the spread of stories that were favorable to Mr. Baldoni. For example, on August 9, 2024, Miss Abel circulated a screenshot of a post by a woman stating, "Justin, the creator of a show called My Last Days, exploits the struggles of individuals facing terminal illness for his own gain. He found my friend who was battling a serious illness and followed her life closely. Despite her grace in not speaking ill of him, I sensed that from the start that something was deeply wrong. Justin weaponized therapeutic language, presenting himself as a thoughtful and supportive, yet his action revealed a very different reality. He portrays himself as an ally to women and the vulnerable, but it's all a facade. He manipulates the vernacular of care to mask his true intentions. In reality, none of the proceeds from the show benefited the individuals he profiled. He even had the audacity to depict her hometown, a vibrant and affluent community, as a small, impoverished town. His portrayal was not just inaccurate, but insulting. Once the show aired, Justin took his profits and vanished, leaving nothing but a sense of exploitation in his wake. His behavior was not just tacky and gross, it was a betrayal of the people he claimed to uplift. That's interesting. In response to the article, Miss Abel stated, "I'm assuming this is not true in the slightest. Either way, we flagged Jed and his team for more serious action on the social side." From Jennifer to no one, apparently. "I'm assuming this is not true in the slightest. This girl is on a very dangerous crusade to more followers. Either way, we flagged Jed and his team for more serious action on the social side. We'll monitor heavily for any shift in the narrative seen based on this narrative, My Last Days, and any other commentary on it." Similarly, on August 13th, 2024, the team discussed ways to use the digital team to amplify positive stories about Mr. Baldoni. My thing is, though, is that not their job? Is their job literally not to make Mr. Baldoni look good? Like, is that not part of the contract or whatever? Like, is that really not their job? So I think the way making him look good is not an issue, because that's probably literally in their job description. Your job is to make Justin look like the best person on the planet. Likewise, on August 18, 2024, an employee of TAG suggested that they chat with Jed in response to other allegations made online regarding Mr. Baldoni. From Jennifer to a whole bunch of people whose names aren't on there. So this girl is claiming that Justin invited her up to his hotel room years ago. I don't want to share the vid, did a screen record, and this is her account so you guys can look at it. Part of me wants blank, his former assistant, to comment and say this never happened. Ridiculous. From someone to Melissa, Nathan, and Jennifer, and some other people. On any occasion, any member of Wayfair or the social manipulation team could text the link to a positive story about Mr. Baldoni or a negative story about Miss Lively and ask that someone boost the story to the public or engage in the comments to fuel the desired narrative. On August 18, 2024, Mr. Baldoni circulated a TikTok video in which the poster criticized Lively for not speaking about DV and press interviews. A member of Miss Nathan's team responded that she would let Digital know. During the same period of time, when media sources inquired about HR complaints that were made on the set of the film, Miss Nathan, Miss Abel, and their teams worked to suppress the coverage of these HR complaints. Further on or around August 14, 2024, media outlets directly inquired about HR complaints made on the set because they were being told there were at least 3 HR complaints filed against Justin Baldoni on the set of It Ends With Us, and inquired if the complaints were investigated and what the results were. By this time, individuals at TAG, Miss Nathan, and Miss Abel were aware of the existence of HR complaints and sought clarity as to the specific HR complaints at issue in order to better counter the press. From someone to Melissa and Jennifer. "Hey guys, the TMZ thing, the HR complaints. Our understanding is that 2 were from Blake and blank the sexy comment, in addition to the one from blank, the thing with Jamie and her apartment in NYC. Just want to clarify." That's weird. I don't know what the heck that's about. Approximately 1 minute later, Miss Abel asserted the need to position the claims as claims that are already out there about the kiss and the wait comment, referencing earlier reporting by TMZ on Mr. Baldoni's lingering kiss with Miss Lively and Mr. Baldoni's comments in regard to Miss Lively's wait on set. From Jennifer to a bunch of people and Melissa. "I think we need to position it as the claims that are already out there as the kiss and wait." On or around the same day, Miss Nathan directly engaged with several media platforms discussing the issue of HR complaints made against Mr. Baldoni while on the set of the film. On August 15th, Miss Nathan texted Miss Abel that DM hounded me, HR complaint. She stated that DM is not running, I guess they're talking about Daily Mail, is not running any content about it. "Jen, this went so well. I'm effing dying. I had to call you later in a bit to tell you how this went. It was genius. So okay. We have the 4 majors standing down on HR complaints. I think we are fine on that bit. During the same period of time, Miss Nathan and her team at TAG planted or otherwise were involved in generating or influencing the content publicly put forth on social media, including Reddit, TikTok, and as well as online media sources. For example, on August 13, 2024, various text messages were exchanged between Miss Abel and the journalist Sarah Nathan, who, as explained above, is Melissa Nathan's sister. These messages consisted of drafts of a story outlining Miss Lively's role in making final cuts to the film. After Sarah Nathan circulated draft language related to Miss Lively's involvement in the different cuts of the film, Miss Abel sent Sarah Nathan revisions to the draft, which Sarah Nathan offered to amend. On the same day, an article authored by Sarah Nathan titled "Blake Lively Approved Final Cut of It Ends With Us" amid feud with co-star director Justin Baldoni was published in Page 6, owned by the New York Post. The articles addressed, among other topics, Miss Lively's role in approving the final cut of the film, but emphasizes how Miss Lively contributed to almost every aspect of the film, that her husband wrote one of the most important scenes in the movie, and that she was begged to remove one of her song choices from the film, despite Mr. Baldoni's ownership of the rights to the book via his production company, Wayfair. The language contained in this article is almost a verbatim copy of the language exchange between Sarah Nathan and Miss Abel via text, and reflects multiple of Miss Abel's revisions to Sarah Nathan's original posted draft. TAG publicly shared this article on one or more social media platforms, including Reddit, promoting various negative comments in relation to Miss Lively and her husband, and the narrative that Miss Lively steamrolled or bulldozed Mr. Baldoni in the film for her own personal gain. The very same day, Miss Nathan sent an article from the Daily Mail entitled "Is Blake Lively Set to Be Cancelled?" String of hard-to-watch videos that have surfaced following tone-deaf Q&A to promote It Ends With Us. 36-year-old star's golden Hollywood image for good. Miss Abel stated, "You really outdid yourself with this piece." And Miss Nathan responded, "That's why you hired me, right? I'm the best." Following the August 2024 launch of Miss Lively's hair care line, Blake Brown, Of course, her hairline had to be in here. Of course, they couldn't just leave the hairline alone. No one cares about your hair. Oh my god. Which he spent 7 years building. The Instagram account of the brand was flooded by harassing and derogatory comments, including many posted by user accounts that had no followers and no prior posts. She's suggesting that it's because of Justin's team, which it 100% could have. But also, I feel like people make burner accounts all the time to hate on people. All the time. So I don't know. That's in the air for me, and which did not relate to the brand's products. To take just one example, one comment posted on Blake Brown account by a user that, as of December 19, 2024, shows user metrics indicating 0 posts, 0 followers, 0 following, commented, "How about you stop paying the media to trash and smear Justin? That would be a good start, you awful human being." Another user, also 0 posts, 0 followers, 0 following, posted, "We want Justin's cut of the movie. He actually cared about DV." Which, to be honest, I've seen so many comments about people saying, "We want Justin's cut of the film. We want Justin to make a whole new movie and get a new actor to play Lily," which is crazy. Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Swartz, I don't know how you say that, to be honest, along with Mr. Heath, not only encouraged efforts to target Miss Lively and her family, but they went as far as to provide input and ideas on ways to negatively influence the narrative against Miss Lively and her family. For instance, on August 9, 2024, the film's release date, after sharing certain negative articles about himself with Miss Abel, Mr. Baldoni stated, "There's no way we can just let this go." Additionally, on August 15, 2024, Mr. Baldoni texted Miss Nathan and Miss Abel, stating that his business partner, Mr. Swartz, suggested flipping the narrative arising from unnamed sources who had made false claims about Mr. Reynolds' involvement in the script of the film, and suggested ways to manipulate those rumors to make Mr. Reynolds appear to be anti-feminist. There was no truth to these claims. Justin to Melissa and Jennifer, "No worries, quickly. My partner Steve asked about flipping the narrative from this leak this AM about Ryan saying script was a disaster and he saved the movie. That's a little bad. Then we also have from Justin to Melissa and Jennifer, to something about Ryan claiming the female hired was feminist writer, didn't know how to tackle a female femme, etc., using their own words against them. That's a little fishy. I feel like that's showing Justin being a part of this, which isn't a good look. Miss Nathan assured Mr. Baldoni that this is an easy flip before indicating that she was already working on a story for Variety that would achieve this goal. As of August 16, 2024, Miss Nathan was continuing to confer with additional reporters to release stories that would cast Miss Lively and or Ryan Reynolds in a negative light. Meanwhile, Miss Lively neither publicly commented nor directed any of her representatives to comment or engage with print media. social media, or otherwise about the hostile work environment Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, and Wayfair created. Indeed, throughout the time period discussed herein, Miss Lively did not provide her publicist with details about the hostile work environment that she, alongside other cast members and crew, had experienced. Moreover, Miss Lively expressly instructed her publicist not to engage with the press inquiries, including one regarding the on-set behavior of Mr. Baldoni, Mr. Heath, and Wayfair. Experienced the sudden tidal wave of increasing negative public attention building around her. However, Miss Lively began to suspect that the ordinarily rapid shift in public sentiment and press coverage that began immediately after the rest of the cast and crew attended the world premiere were likely orchestrated by the men about who she raised HR complaints. I wonder if that's the premiere that Justin was talking about, that she had him sent to the basement. On information and belief, Mr. Baldoni was desperate to suppress any suggestion that he engaged in inappropriate conduct, much less sexually harassing conduct, because it would entirely undermine his carefully curated public image as a feminist ally, which is kind of true. Like, how dumb would he have to be to do something like this? And that's what I find really fishy. In 2017, Justin Baldoni presented a TED Talk entitled "Why I'm Done Trying to Be Man Enough." Mr. Baldoni challenged men to be man enough to stand up to other men when they hear locker room talk, sex, harassment. Mr. Baldoni asked listeners, will you actually stand up and do something so that one day we don't have to live in a world where a woman has to risk everything and come forward to say the words "me too"? So I think we're gonna call it a day here. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and comment down below. If you didn't, feel free to leave a hate comment. I'd love to hear your opinion, and I will see you guys tomorrow.